Hello, I am Silver Lioness, aka otherwise known as Lizzie. That's the name my parents gave me. And this tail that you can see belongs to my cat Orlando. Anyway, we are doing all the blacks today because I've got another section to undo. And I generally, with Mandy Manzano, do the black bits first, and then I colour it in, so to speak. So there's the blacks poured out. Craftmate lockables sent by Wolfpack Diamond Painting. They are a dream. I love them so much. You may be getting an order for more. So yes, there's the black. Really nice quality. And what has happened today? Well, not much. I've done some more sewing. I'm getting there with the cross stitch. I'm doing Heather by Hannah Lynn. Sorry, Hannah Lynn. From Heaven and Earth Designs, and it's my very first cross stitch, and it's nerve-wracking. So anyway, I have done over 1,000 stitches now, so yay, I'm getting there. Slowly. I'm trying to do a square a day, and today I actually sewed in one of my favourite colours, and we all know 550. Oh man, that colour is so beautiful. I could wax lyrical about all the purples and the pinks I'm the same as Mindy's Diamond Moment, basically. I love pinks and purples, all the hues you can talk about, like, you know, absolutely love them. Anything pinky. And this section here has pink, and just checking if it's filming. Yep, it's filming. I am so sorry, but I'm so nervous about this camera because it can switch on and off silly times. Anyway, as you can tell, I'm single placed because I'm not that great with multi-places. I've tried. You can tell Mrs. Crochet and Coffee that I do try with my multi-places. I've managed to use a 7-placer, so that's good. So yes, a little bit more about Beauty and the Beast. In the original story, she had two sisters that were vain and selfish and materialistic, and they had two husbands that were just the same as the sisters. They were vain, materialistic. So I guess Walt Disney, or the company of Disney, decided to merge all those characters into one and make Gaston out of it. But Gaston isn't actually in the original story, sorry. Belle does not have another love interest following after her, but it makes for exciting drama. Who does she pick? Does she pick Gaston, the most popular man in the village, or does she pick the Beast, who nobody knows or cares about? Thankfully, she picks the Beast. So that is a good thing, I suppose. What else? Well, hopefully I'll be getting my hair done soon. I really hate the way my hair is at the moment. It's long and lank and thin. I mentioned this yesterday. I mentioned this in the last one, I know. But it's aggravating having hair that you can do nothing with. Just aggravates me. Here I am using the 7 placer and I only managed to put 4 on. So that is the story, and the story goes that the father goes to Paris, gets lost on his way, and comes to the Beast Castle. So they got the majority of it all right. It's just that they made him into an inventor, when in actuality he was a merchant. But the bit about the rose is true. That was the one thing that Belle asked for, was a rose from Paris. And I loved that in the live action we saw why she asked for a rose from Paris, and it was because she had little memories of her rattle, and the rattle had a rose on the handle. So roses play an important part in this story, and I do love roses. I love summer when all the roses are in full bloom. I tend to stick my nose in them and smell them and almost drink in the scent. I love rose perfumes. So yes, roses are lovely. My favourites are the yellows though. I mean, in the story it's whites and reds, but my favourites are the yellows. What else? What else do I like? Or maybe... Yes, I did not get to read anything last night. I was just absolutely bushwhacked after doing this. And so I continued on with this like I would. I put it on the computer. That took a bit of time because I had to keep switching off my laptop so that the flipping software would work, which was annoying. I don't know how much of this I'm going to get done tonight, but let's just say this is just for the purpose of the video. So I didn't manage to read that. I'm still a bit nervous and apprehensive about my occupational therapist, but that's happening next Monday. And next Monday is next Monday. It's not today, it's not tomorrow. But yeah, I'll mention this, I'm sure we're having a family reunion. So, what to talk about? Oh yes, the Belgariad. I'm trying to sell these books to everybody because I absolutely love them. It's got a rich world full of its own nations, and each nation has its own currency. He thought about that. He thought about languages, he thought about gods, and thought about their personality traits. It's just absolutely amazing how deep and rich his world is, and yet he does it with such humour as well. He adds in a lot of humour in his stories. And even though some of it might be kind of predictable, it's just the kind of predictability that you can cope with. It's the kind of predictability that makes sense for the story. It's not just, oh, let's just make these two friends and that's it. No. There are two characters that hate each other's guts on first sight, and then they become the bestest of friends. But I'm not telling you any more than that, but because I want you to read the books. I want you to find out who those two characters are. And the author's name is David Eddings. He and his wife published quite a few books before they died. So, and they're never going to be made into movies because apparently David Eddings wanted people to read the books rather than go to the cinema and see an adapted film, which might miss lots and lots of details, which you can hardly blame him for that, I suppose. It was his world, his prerogative. But at the same time, Hollywood are looking for more stories like that. So who knows, perhaps one day the estate might let some film company have it for Netflix or YouTube or whatever. I hope they do, because each book could be a series in its own right. Each book would make it a brilliant series in its own right. And there's 5 books. So that's 5 series. Have them as 24 episodes, hours. Sky's the limit. You can put in as much detail as you like then, because you'll be able to build the world around each book. And really make it epic. Because it is epic. There's a lot going on in the stories, a lot of characters, and he doesn't overdo it with the descriptions either, because some fantasy authors tend to be a bit dry with their descriptions, but he's not. He makes you feel the rain on your neck, he makes you feel the tiredness of the characters, the fact that they need to settle down whilst they're on the run, they need to sleep still. He makes you feel all that. So, yes, go and read them if you can. The Belgariad. The first book is called The Pawn of Prophecy, and it's by David Eddings. I will link them below. I did not link my sister's book below. I did mean to, and I forgot to. So I'll link that down below this one. I was a bit tired when I was uploading the last video to YouTube. So anyway, one of my cats had to go to the vets last week on Saturday, and putting her in the cage was a bit of a fuss. It really was. She needed 2 people. She's a small, very quick cat, and yet she still needed 2 people to put her in a vet cage. But she was very good when she got there, apparently. She had her booster injections, so she's fine now. Same as the dog. It's easier to take dogs to the vets. They don't seem to be as frightened of them as cats are. But then I suppose dogs like being fussed, don't they? They like having the attention. Give it a bit of a shake. A bit of a jiggle. So, weather, cold, obviously, it's December now, so we're going to feel the drop in temperature. I was supposed to be going to a concert next week, but that's been cancelled, unfortunately. I've gone to see my favourite band, Nightwish. Oh, Nightwish. Tuomas Holopainen is a poet. I don't care what anyone says about song lyrics and all that, but he is a real poet. He can write lyrics that really can aim in the heart and shoot arrows through to your brain and make you think. He is wonderful, and he writes the music as well, and his music just makes me weep. It's so beautiful. I got into them 2003, I think. 2003, 2002, 2003, something like that. Yeah. No, it was 2002. When I was at the tender young age of 22. And boy, do I miss being that age. I miss everything about being 22. It was the last time I was genuinely happy. Let's just put it like that. It was the last time in my life that I remember, that I recall being absolutely happy. Which is quite a sad fact, you know. It's been nearly 20 years since then, and that was the last time I recall being truly happy. I had friends, I was talking about things, life was different. There seemed to be a bit of hope. Different times. I still had my future ahead of me, and now that future is practically gone. I can't work. I have never worked. I have no skills. So I don't know what I would do if my benefits were taken away from me, which I am terrified of. One day of them changing their minds and having to go back to square one. Ooh, I've just noticed there's some ABs in this section. Yay! I didn't call myself Silver Green Ink and AB Diamonds for nothing. I love green pens, and I do love AB drills. So there you go. Greens are my favourite colour. I know I said I love pinks and purples. And I could wax lyrical about 550. I definitely could wax lyrical about 550. But yeah, I do love the colour. I love greens. I love the colours that are 700 and 701 and 702. I like those colours. They're nice and bright and really lift off the canvas. What books shall I talk about now? So I've talked about the Belgariad. Oh, also it has strong female representation as well, so that's good. It talks about there's lots of feisty females in there that give the males a run for their money. So yeah, it's definitely one if you love high fantasy, if you love things like Lord of the Rings and Chronicles of Narnia. If you like those sorts of that sort of fantasy, you will love the Belgariad. I'm not kidding. It's sort of Harry Potter but better, in my opinion. There are similar themes to both stories, but I think that the Belgariad had to be invented more so than Hogwarts did. So yeah, definitely do prefer the Belgariad. And then there's the Malorian, which I've only read once or twice. And yeah, so that's that. I can't tell you anymore because I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to tell you about the characters or their names or their abilities, because some of them have some really cool abilities. So yeah. What else? What else? Oh, I've consolidated my credit cards onto one, so that's good. I did have a call from my bank and they gave me a tip, and that tip worked, so hooray. Apparently I can consider myself retired from work because I'm retired physically. So I have fibromyalgia. Yeah, I'm a spoonie. I'm a spoonie, and I'm proud of it, really, in a way, because it's still baffling doctors, you know, on how to treat it. They really don't know. Nobody knows how to treat it. It's such a strange condition, and because it affects different people in different ways, one person's experience is not the same as another person's experience. It is hard to find a cure for it. So that's why I decided to take up things like diamond painting. So I've got to get some water, and I'm checking on the time that I've got left. I have 8 minutes left, so talked about books. Hopefully I will get to watch Hamilton sometime soon. I really want to see that. I do love my musicals. I'm a musicals girl. I would love to go to the West End and see several different types of musicals, like Cats. Pardon me, like Cats and Evita. And one of my most favourite ones of all, Starlight Express. So yeah. So as you can see, I'm still continuing with all the black. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be up. Probably after this video I'll continue on. Depends how I feel. I am a bit tired. So I can't think of anything else to say for the time being, except don't forget, we are living in strange times. But those strange times do not mean to say that we can hate. We have to love, and we have to take care of ourselves so that we can take care of each other. And that is my signing off for tonight and my thought for the day. And I will leave you. So this is me, Silver Green Ink and AB Diamonds Lioness, signing off. Ciao.